My name is Tarmack, and this is your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the Sony E3 2016 press event. Follow me on twitter.com/gnomecast for more game news and chat. Sony opened their press event with a bang, or rather by an orchestra's sweeping call, and without any further ado launched straight into an in-game demo of the next God of War title. This time Kratos has a graying beard despite his demigod stature, and a son. I have yet to play a God of War title, but from my understanding, they're all about the fury of Kratos and gruesome removal of bits of gods. Now, that's not to say that nothing gruesome happened. Kratos does his usual thing on a troll, but it's a bit jarring to see an actual plotline. Good to see. The Last Guardian, or Boy with a Vulture Goat Cat Best Friend, had a trailer shown, and it looks pretty much the same as we've seen to date. I'm not keen on the animation style of the boy myself. It's got kind of a bad anime vibe, even though the rest of the world looks completely different. The Last Guardian will be hitting PlayStation 4 on October 25th. One of the most exciting games that is unfortunately PlayStation 4 only is Horizon Zero Dawn. You play as a hunter named Aloy on a post-apocalyptic Earth abandoned by humanity for the most part. All that seems to be left are tribes. And the reason for the abandonment is because the machines took over, but not in a Terminator sort of way, more a Land Before Time way. Aloy hunts machines that resemble animals and comes upon a source of corruption, thus adding intrigue into the world. She's a badass woman, and that's great to see. The only thing that bothers me about this game is that all of the beasties look like they were created by Boston Dynamics. Perhaps we should do something about that company before they end us all. Detroit Become Human was up next, and it's a real Uncanny Valley looking game. The closer to reality things get, the more jarring it is to the viewer. As a game, we didn't see any real gameplay, as it was a very carefully edited game footage bit, but the interesting thing about it is that it bills itself as this game of many choices. It showed a hostage scenario on top of a building with all manner of different ways that you can approach the situation, from research beforehand to different choices during hostage negotiations. It's like the Walking Dead approach, but without the false choices that don't change anything. My worry is that it's going to be amazingly detailed and only have a couple of scenarios, because this kind of variety will take a very, very long time and a lot of resources to make. I don't have any confidence that this is going to be a very lengthy game. PlayStation VR is launching for the previously known $399 US price tag and the not previously known October 13th release date. In order to drum up some more hype for the device, we got to see some of the supposed 50 games that will be VR compatible. The first was a title called Farpoint, which is kinda a Mars-style planet exploration where it turns out someone else got there first, and it's not really a place you want to be. There will be VR experiences including an X-Wing VR Mission, note the singular, a Batman VR title by Rocksteady but with no footage shown, and some variant of Final Fantasy 15, though it doesn't seem like it's the whole game or anything crazy like that. In fact, it looked more like just a beast battle game. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare surprised everyone by actually looking good. They showed off some space combat that included Doom-style glory kills and all kinds of other stuff. I was pretty impressed with it, especially after the lackluster trailer Activision vomited up onto YouTube a while back. Unfortunately, they haven't seen the light, and the Modern Warfare remaster is still locked to certain versions of Infinite Warfare. This is one of those times where I actually hope that a title sells like crap, even though I know it won't, because the last thing we need is Activision having a commercial success of locking remasters into newer, crappier versions of a franchise. We got a reveal of some other retro news. Sony is remastering the first 3 Crash Bandicoot titles. That's pretty cool, especially for current-gen gamers who probably have never played one. Crash will also be in the Skylanders Imaginators game. Let's chat about the titles they showed that I don't have much to say on. We saw LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, and those games are always polished to a crystal shine. Then we saw a new Spider-Man game by Insomniac, though that was all cinematic trailer footage. I'd like to see a Spider-Man game done in the Just Cause 3 engine. And last, Resident Evil 7 got a reveal which apparently can be played in VR or not, but that's all I have to say about it. I don't like horror games, and I'm unlikely to enjoy them more in VR. Hideo Kojima was also rather spectacularly revealed to be working on a title called Death Stranding. We of course knew that Sony had snapped him up after his exodus from the burning wreck of a game publisher that is Konami. Death Stranding seems to have kind of an environmental protection overtone to it, with a lot of oil and dead sea life imagery. Frankly, we don't know anything about this game, and given Kojima can't have been working on it for longer than since about October last year, when he did finally get out of Konami, there's no chance we're seeing this game until 2019 at the earliest. And finally, I want to talk about a game called Days Gone. They showed a trailer at the beginning, but it was kind of a meh experience. Now, I like biker imagery. I think it's neat and have ever since Full Throttle. Days Gone has a real post-society thing going. Abandoned buildings, cars everywhere, openly carrying a bunch of weapons, total societal collapse. In fact, it looks a hell of a lot like The Last of Us. The main character they showed us has his motorcycle and he's a drifter who's lost everything, so to speak. The trailer was enough to say, hey, this could be neat if it's a game in the Last of Us universe. And I forgot all about it until the end of the press event when they showed us a second trailer, this time of gameplay. Days Gone is a zombie game, and if I can choose any words to describe it, it would be that the zombies flow like water. Seeing that many zombies move that quickly really gave a terrifying vibe to the game that few others have achieved. And seeing that many enemies on the screen at any one time on a PlayStation 4 game of all places was impressive. If they can maintain it, I'll buy it. This has been your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the E3 2016 Sony press event. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the content and follow me on twitter.com/gnomecast for more news and industry chatter. I'm Tarmack. Thanks for watching.